Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, you won't just start all the reading. I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining in. Happy Thursday. Yes, it is Thursday. I had to compute in my head for a second. Thursday, indeed. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime, and especially that we started with our live. I think on the first live was on Tuesday, so my days are off a little bit, slightly. But we get it. We're here. Happy Thursday. Thank you so much for joining in today on Storytime. I hope that you are well, you and your loved ones. And we do have a special book to read together today. This one coming to us from a very good friend of mine, John Light Jr. Just reading amazing books and creating and also a librarian out there in Savannah, Georgia. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. And as you find out from the book that he's originally from Virginia. But how are you doing, John Light, and of course the entire family? Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. And this one is illustrated by MIKAI. This was actually the first time I came across MIKAI's illustrations, but I've then gone on to see them in many wonderful works, and she's gone big time too. So yeah, it's a big congratulations to you as well, MIKAI, as you continue on your illustration journey. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. This is a sort of book that you want to read the dedications, you want to read the author's note, you want to read everything, because it is that sweet, it is that beautiful. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. As always, let us know where you're joining us from, who is joining in with you, and of course, if you're joining us later on for the recordings, still let us know where you are so we can still say hi to you and know that you were here. This is Storytime coming to you live from Moraga, California, and remember too that we were founded in Oakland, California in 2020. Yes, and we're here almost 5 years. Cannot believe it. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Just thinking too, like those Storytime followers that have been with us since they were 1 and now 5. If there were 3 there now, almost 8. It's insane to think about, but that's what we're here for. Books, and books galore for sure. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. My Mother's Wildest Dreams. This one coming to us from John Light Jr., as mentioned, and of course MIKAI. Thank you so much for being here. And this is one that always just evokes so much emotion for me, because my mother is definitely continues to be such an important part of my life. And so this one, I hope that it resonates with you as well, joining in. And to all the mothers out there, we celebrate you. And of course to all out there that are taking on that role, because there are many that are doing that role too, right? We salute you as well. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Please grab what you need, grab that snack, go and grab that drink, whatever you need to make this Storytime even better. We'll be right back after this very short break. Thank you so much for being here with us today on Storytime.
We're your Tenders, and you're listening to Storytime with Mr. Limata. One more time.
Love it. Yes, Kabilala and the ukulele there from Tune Tales. If you've not checked out Tune Tales on Apple Podcasts and wherever else that you find podcasts, please do. Yes, Kitten Tenders will have you laughing all the way through. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. And they've had amazing guests on their show too. So you want to jump on that, sing along, and also get to see those amazing guests that they've had there, including Boots Riley. Yeah, so you want to be there and see Tune Tales with Kitten Tenders. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. And as I mentioned, we are reading a very special book from a good friend of ours here at Storytime, John Light Jr. And this one is illustrated by MIKAI, and we're bringing you My Mother's Wildest Dreams. And let me just read the back too. There's many ancestors were responsible for bringing us into the world. My Mother's Wildest Dreams honors the mothers responsible for bringing Mr. John here into the world. And well, think of the ones in your life too. The beautifully rich illustration and poetic prose highlight the hopes, dreams, and aspirations every mother has for their children. In life, the seasons and scenery change, but mother's love never fades. How about that? To kick us off. Thank you, John Light Jr. And it does say to us, all of us in here, that you are a dream come true. And sometimes I know that life may be hard, but just remember that too. Yeah. My Mother's Wildest Dreams, written by John Light Jr., illustrations by MIKAI. And here's the dedication from John Light. It says, to all the mothers that usher into the universe the dawn of hope, thank you for your labor, love, and sacrifice. And the dedication from MIKAI is dedicated to the courageous women in my family who came before me. I am your wildest dream. Yes. Yes. Are you ready? Here we go. I am my mother's wildest dreams. I am my mother's wildest dreams. Yes, you are. I am the wish Grandma Hannah made as she labored to make her home safe and warm in the old Dominion. Yeah. And I made reference to John Light Jr.'s roots from Virginia. And hint there, old Dominion, right? I am the wish Grandma Hannah made as she labored to make her home safe and warm in the old Dominion. Yeah. I am Mama Mommy's desire for her children to always find their way back to each other, no matter how long they've been apart. Yeah. This one particularly speaks to me right now, and hopefully, well, I'll see if I remember at the end to share a bit more. I am Mama Mommy's desire for her children to always find their way back to each other, no matter how long they've been apart. Yeah. I am the hope Wua held that one day her children would pull down pillars of hate. Yeah. There's work to be done. Yeah. I am the hope Wua held that one day her children would pull down pillars of hate. Yeah. They must come down. I am Mama Layla's belief that God would always bring the rain for the land and provide for the family. Yeah. I am Mama Layla's belief that God would always bring the rain for the land and provide for the family. Yeah. I am the anticipation that filled Grandma Ozzy's heart when family visited. She always made sure good food was on the table. Yeah. Reminds me of my own grandma Salia for sure. I am the anticipation that filled Grandma Ozzy's heart when family visited. She always made sure good food was on the table. Yeah. I am the confidence Grandma Ruth possessed in knowing trouble does not last always. Yeah. 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 It may linger, but it does not last always. Yeah. I am the confidence Grandma Ruth possessed in knowing trouble does not last always. No matter what you're going through right now, I hope you can remember that too. Yeah. I am my Grancy's hope that a life of love and grace will forever follow her grandchildren and great grandchildren. Yeah. True to that. I am my Grancy's hope that a life of love and grace will forever follow her grandchildren and great grandchildren. Yeah. I am the answer to many nights of prayer for the strength and ability to bring forth a child. Yeah. I am the answer to many nights of prayer for the strength and ability to bring forth a child. Yeah. I am my mama's wildest dream. Yes, you are. And that is the end of our story. Beautiful words, and fully complemented by the beautiful illustrations from Monica MIKAI. Love it so much. I hope that you enjoyed it. And I'll read this back part one more time. Many ancestors were responsible for bringing us into the world. My mother's wildest dreams honors the mothers responsible for bringing Mr. John here into the world, for bringing you into this world, right? The beautifully rich illustrations and poetic prose highlight the hopes, dreams, and aspirations every mother has for their children. In life, the seasons and scenery change, but a mother's love never fades. Thank you so much for joining me on Storytime today. My Mother's Wildest Dreams, John Light Jr., Monica MIKAI, and this one is published by They Lived Happily Ever After. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for joining us here on Storytime. I'll catch you on the other side of this very short message when we're back with more Storytime.
Hello, I'm Olalu Ogunyemi, officer in the United States Marine Corps and author of Crow from the Shadow. You are tuned in with my brother on Storytime with Mr. Limata. Enjoy and God bless.
Yes, indeed. Ola Olu Ogunyemi, sending you love, my brother. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. To everybody that was here live, thank you for being here. And to everybody that's joining us later on for the recordings, well, sending you lots and lots of love, appreciating you. Thank you for being here. And of course, to remember to leave us a message. Let us know. Send in those recommendations. Thank you for being here with us today on Storytime. You can always find Storytime at storytimewithmrlimata.com, at Storytime with Mr. Limata, Facebook, YouTube, and of course, you can follow us on Instagram. Thank you so much for being here. My Mother's Wildest Dreams was our book today. And I did say, too, I was like, there's a part that spoke to me. Glad I remembered that. I almost forgot, but it does say, I am my mother's wildest dreams. What part was that? I am my mama's mommy's desire for her children to always find their way back to each other, no matter how long they've been apart. And I was just thinking too, like sometimes, you find like even with siblings or whatever, you're upset at them and things are not going quite as you might want to, and but I hope that you still find that peace, find that ability to make the peace at some point. And sometimes when you're in it, you're standing your ground, you're feeling like you and it hurts. And I've been through that myself. And so I just wanted to share that part too, that no matter what you're going through, like you get to a point, hopefully you get to that point where you're able to reconcile, come to some kind of agreement. But absolutely, this one spoke to me today for sure. But remember too, out there, you are an important part of this world. You are an important person. You matter, and I know that sometimes we may not feel like it, right, because of everything that is happening around us. But remember too that you're important, and I hope that as you go through today, that John Light Jr. and Monica MIKAI did remind us of that today, of how special we are and all those things that we bring to the table. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. And I think another piece too that that I wanted to highlight was I am the confidence Grandma Ruth possessed in knowing trouble does not last always. Another one too that I think will speak to many people out there. And so just wanted to highlight those two. But a big thank you indeed to John Light Jr. for allowing us to read this book here on Storytime, and wishing each and every one of you joining in Storytime today a very, very wonderful Thursday. And of course, enjoy the rest of your week. And hopefully we see you again tomorrow for another Storytime when we are back. We're back tomorrow, and we bring back my friend here, Baby T-Rex is coming here to Storytime. So join us for that finger puppet book. Thank you indeed for being here. Absolutely appreciate you. Pamela Courtney, yes indeed. Good to see you here on Storytime. I hope that you had lovely holidays. Thank you for the vulnerability by sharing your experience, strength. Thank you so much. No, absolutely. I think this is something that coming into this year, I've definitely felt, and sometimes I've felt that it's just like I'm not being heard. And also, I've tried to tell myself to listen a bit more. So thank you for that. And I just wanted to share that, and because I know that I'm going through this, and sometimes too, like I know somebody else may be going through that at some point. And so just wanted to make sure that, hopefully we can find that space, find that peace in our hearts, right? Thank you so much. Pamela Courtney, love you so much. Appreciate you, as you know. Thank you. And I hope everybody is doing well out there in Natchitoches, Louisiana. To everybody that was joining in Storytime today, I appreciate you. And I hope that you have a lovely, lovely day. And this is what books can do, right? They can tug at our hearts right there. They're coming for them, and many, many wonderful books out there to check out. Please join me tomorrow as we bring back to Storytime, Baby T-Rex. Thank you so much for being here. Much love from me. I'll see you again tomorrow for more Storytime. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely. won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. Story time. Oh, story time. Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.